You're gonna figure it out in your dreams. Good night, Owen Theo.
Hi, Kaz.
Hi.
We have Cazzie David on the podcast. Cazzie David is one of my best friends and oldest friends.
So I've been watching the pod.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm really glad you don't have like an established audience yet because I feel like
Thank you.
when someone does, they're not going to really like me. Like I'm a polarizing guest.
You're
But
not polarizing it.
I'm not polarizing yet because you don't really have an established
Audience.
So
So
that's
you
great.
think that if I had an audience, a loyal following, they would be like, why do you have her on the podcast?
I guess I say this just because when I was on
Call
Call
Her
Her
Daddy. Famous, of course.
people were like, "You're so mean."
Wait, they were?
Yeah.
Was that the thing?
Like I got a lot of comments like, "Why are you so mean? Like, why are you being so mean?"
Because
Because it's just like
but also you don't like answering questions.
It's just because my voice is low, I think. What I was going to say is that
Yeah.
I've been watching your pod.
Yeah.
But like everyone's your best friend.
Well-
I obviously have an issue with this.
Of course. Well,
As someone who thought,
you were my best friend.
Correct.
Well, and I just want to say, Cazzie and I have had this issue for a long time.
the definition of best is that they're the best one.
Yes, yeah.
And then the
Out of
other ones
all
are
the friends.
Out of
Out
all
of
of your
all the
friends,
friends, they're
there's
the
a
best.
best. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
it doesn't even mean necessarily it's the person you see the most
Yeah.
or whatever, but there is someone who just encapsulates your best friend.
Yeah,
Even if
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
like them the most. It's just like, that's my best friend, unfortunately. Anyways, you have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Every time you have a new friend, I'm like seething with jealousy.
Well, I also,
And imagine what I've had to go through the last few years with all of your friends.
I'm so sorry, Cazzie. You're right.
This is my best friend. This is my best friend. It's like, I can't take it
and I'm
anymore.
not shy about it.
Oh,
I'm
of
not shy
course.
about being like, this is my best friend.
Zero shame. Like,
I have zero shame.
and I don't even pop
There's
into
a
your mind.
Hair on the mic.
Like maybe I just shouldn't say this because Kazzie's existence. But no.
Okay, there's some people who I've introduced you to. Katie Kaplan being one of them. Shout out Katie Kaplan.
Obsessed.
Katie Kaplan, who's my best friend in the world.
I would say Katie Kaplan is your best friend.
Okay, so there's some people that
Yeah.
get a pass.
But then I would say, so there's first tier, second
tier.
tier, and
So
then
there's
we'll
best
go into
friends,
third tier.
Good friends.
So I would say Katie Kaplan's your best friend.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of be able to not call anyone who's not Katie Kaplan.
Not my best friend.
Yeah.
So my good friend?
You would just be like, this is my very close friend. But by
Very
the
close
way,
friend.
I would even argue that like, you could even do like one of my best friends, but not your best friend. So
Yes,
I would do
yes.
first tier, Katie Kaplan, best friend.
Best friend.
Second
My
tier,
best friend.
Second tier, one of my best friends, maybe. Like
Totally,
we're not
totally.
getting best friend, but we're getting
One
very
of my
close.
yes.
And I would be second tier.
One of my best friends.
And
one
then-
of my very close friends.
Yes, but only like 4 people are allowed in second tier.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have to know that everybody else is third tier or below.
So and what are they? Just friend.
We're really close friends. You would be like, we're really close friends.
Wait, that's hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna start implementing that. And now people are gonna notice when I have someone on the podcast and I go, oh, I love them. We're really close friends.
Well, you
They're
can
gonna-
say like Cazzie is making me I'm not allowed to say best friend anymore. Otherwise I would.
Okay, we have to explain how we know each other because we just jumped in and we didn't even explain that. So, first of all, I've known Cazzie since I was like 11.
Owen was my little sister's best friend. It's
And
important
then-
to mention that you came out to my sister. And that's a really big deal she doesn't let anyone forget it.
No, she doesn't let anyone forget it. And by the way,
And
I
by the
don't
way,
forget it.
she'll never let you forget it.
No, but I joined my high school in 7th grade and I really had no friends. But I was like every day dealing with, it was bubbling up, me being gay. It was like bubbling and I kept trying to push it down, but it was like literally like acid reflux, like coming up. I couldn't help it. And so I finally was sitting in math class with Romy and I said, can I talk to you after? This girl I like was friendly with, but not close. And she was like, of course. She probably thought she was in trouble. And I pulled her into the hallway after and we stayed, everyone left. And I looked at her and I said, I think I'm gay. And we were standing and she sat me down and she goes, I think a lot of people think that. I was like, okay.
I totally see why she would be the
She
person
is-
you would come out to though.
First of all, Romy is the warmest person.
She's like imagine my like inverse, like opposite. And that's how warm
She
she
is
is.
the warmest person. And she actually, even though everyone knew that I was gay, she kept my secret for a very long time. And by the way, very long time, I probably came out to the class the next day because I can't stop speaking to everyone. But can I just tell you one story that was very funny? Is I took Cazzie out to a bar near me. Do you remember this?
No.
I took Cazzie out to a bar near me. This was like 2019. This was like right before COVID. So we go, and Cazzie's like, "You're not going to leave me, right?" I'm like, "Why would I leave? I know no
This is
one."
now, it's that part's starting to sound familiar.
I
but
go, I
nothing
know
else is.
no one at this bar. Within seconds, I see my
By
friends,
the way-
roommates, sisters, ex, cousin, and I'm like, "Wait, Rosemary, get over here!" And I go off with Rosemary, and you are now standing alone at the bar.
Yeah. Well, by the way, you could say, I'm not going to leave you as many times as you want. Like, there's zero safety in hearing that from you.
Especially me.
I remember a time that we went to a game night together and I didn't know anyone. And I said, please, please, please don't leave me.
Oh my God.
And you were like, who am I going to talk to? Like, are you kidding? Like, who am I going to talk to there? Obviously, like, I know you're going to talk to everyone there. It doesn't matter who they are.
I didn't know that. Okay, keep going.
Maybe you didn't want to, but you knew you would. We play Mafia, 1 round. I'm sitting next to you. The rule for Mafia usually is like after you play 1 round, you have to switch up the seating because there needs to be some kind of, versatility to the game.
Yes.
So they go, okay, everyone switch spots and sit in a different place.
Oh God.
And so
I switch.
You switch. Everyone else switches. And then I kind of like pretend that I'm switching, but I go sit next to you. We're in a different part of the room. We're still next to each other. Nobody's noticed. And then you say to me, like, we're not supposed to sit next to each other. And I was like, nobody knows. Like, stop. I really don't want to sit alone.
And I probably was like, no, I'm moving.
Yeah, and you moved. And I was sitting there alone.
That's me being a rule follower.
I almost cried. And we got in a huge fight about that. And on the way home, it was like...
tense.
Yeah, it was tense.
In the car, making up.
Yeah.
You wanted to sit next to me, and I was like, no, I have to move.
Yeah, I couldn't understand
But
it because, this is really like work it out on the remix,
Please,
right?
we're working it out on the remake.
I stick by my word. If I know you're feeling scared and you're so pathetic that you actually switch across the room to like sneak next to me, I know that there's...
Totally an issue.
Yeah.
So in my mind, because it was 7 people, I was like, you're going to be fine.
You were like, I'll look at you from across the room.
Yeah, I was like, you're going to be fine in this 7-person room.
It's like sitting next to you wasn't even enough. Like I needed like physical contact.
I totally get it, and I'm sorry.
And I needed like when someone said something stupid, I needed to like
touch
squeeze
me.
you. Yeah, like how stupid was that?
I'm deeply sorry.
You're so forgiven.
We just worked it out. I want that to make news.
No.
You've made news.
Like I'll make news for like my biggest nightmare come to life. Like I'll make the news because I'm cursed like that.
You're not cursed, but I do.
You know that I'm cursed only in like social, like very shallow circumstances.
Cazzie does this thing where she's like, she speaks into existence her worst nightmares.
Yeah, and I manifest all the wrong things, but I can't manifest any of the things I like actually want.
People will really relate to that. That's so relatable.
And I've spent so much time like reverse manifesting too. Like I've tried everything, and then I've like listened to like an actual witch, and she tells you like how to really manifest, which is like to really imagine the thing you want happening. And I've spent so much time doing that, and like I can't get it done. Like I literally can't get it done.
So what does that entail? You sit and what do you do?
It's like you have to sit there and you have to think about the thing like once it happens, like how good you'll feel.
Oh, like it's already been done.
Yeah, you have to think about how it's already been done. And I don't know, I'm in a place where I'm feeling very lost spiritually because...
This is horrible.
Because all these things, I'm just not I feel like it's very dystopian. And everyone's like, karma. Like, I believe in karma. I believe in
And you're
this.
like, then why are...
I've been waiting like 10 years for certain like karmic situations to play out. I'm getting no signs from the universe about pretty much anything. And so I'm feeling very hopeless.
I would argue that you've manifested a lot for yourself.
I've manifested the things where it's like, I don't really care about that.
No, you wrote a book, a New York Times best-selling book.
I did once talk to a psychic because I was really scared about my manifesting powers because everything I kept thinking was like my worst fear was like coming to life. And it was like, it happened like many times in a row, as you remember.
Yes, of course. I remember.
And I was like, I have insane power and like, I don't want this power.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're not manifesting, you're actually just predicting bad things. So now I get really scared.
Do you give psychic abilities?
I don't know what's scarier though, predicting or manifesting scarier. I don't want to manifest bad things. So I think...
But how do you avoid... I mean...
Yeah, I think I predict things happening. And then and once I have the prediction, I'll spend sometimes months obsessing over the thing. Like, I'm so upset that this is happening. And everyone's like, wait, they've never even met yet. You know?
Wait,
something like that.
Like two people,
like these people are going to date. And it's
and
like,
you're like, I can't have them date.
and it's like months where it's like, I can't believe they're going to date. I can't believe they're going to date.
Are you seeing someone like a photo, or are you just literally like, oh my God, I see them together?
It's like a Raven Simone like prediction.
I'm dead. Kaz, I have to ask you something that you're going to be really mad about.
Oh,
So
no.
there's somebody on this wall that was very, very near and dear to me growing up. This person changed my life. And then seeing you next to her,
it's meaningful.
it was really meaningful.
Yeah.
Cazzie was on an episode of Hannah Montana.
By the way, I already discussed this in Call Her Daddy, and I
know.
wasn't happy about it.
I know, Kaz.
I'm very embarrassed, not of course of being on Hannah Montana, of myself doing anything. I was very real about my
Cazzie,
reaction to
we
it.
should actually preface this with, you have embarrassment, you have secondhand embarrassment,
yeah.
you have thirdhand, you have every type of embarrassment.
I have shame issues that I'm
working
continuously try to work through at 30. But I came across very shameful of it on Call Her Daddy, and basically all of the comments regarding it were like, the most embarrassing part of this is how embarrassed she is. Like I'm so embarrassed for her for how embarrassed she is. So it gave me like a meta thing to be embarrassed about.
That's hilarious.
Which was
So
like
now
being
you're embarrassed
about
of the yeah. Now you're embarrassed about saying you're embarrassed of the clip.
Yes.
You being on Hannah Montana is so. Obviously, you are embarrassed. I sit here just proud.
By the way, like I would think it was cool if you did it, but
Totally.
like
But
anything
you
I
doing
do,
it.
it's just not.
I know.
It's
I
not
know.
allowed.
But did you think your sister thought it was cool?
Yeah, my sister was
Obsessed.
obsessed, and I watched it all the time, and I loved it.
So, Cazzie David, you're good at predicting trends. You really are.
Huh?
Are there any trends right now that you're like, one, maybe you predicted, but also two, that you're like, that will be out tomorrow. That's gone.
Do you know what I hate that I love?
What?
I just think fake freckles are a really cute trend, but like it's something I hate so much because it's so faux natural.
I do fake
So
freckles.
like I have like a moral like problem with it, but it's like the prettiest. It's like such a pretty trend.
You would look great with it. Speaking of, there's someone above me who does a fake freck, Miss Hailey Bieber, who looks unbelievable in fake freckles.
Yeah, she's, like, unbelievable with a fake
Unbelievable.
frack. It's nice that you're able to just sit next to a photo of her the whole time and feel like not like I'm having a problem with these people.
Wait, why? Because they're stunning?
You don't want your face next to another face reminding people of what your
how
face
ugly
is.
First of all,
Not
shut the fuck
you.
up.
I'm really talking about myself.
I know you're talking
I'm-
about yourself, so I'm saying shut the fuck up about that, because you could be on this wall. You are so hot. But also, I actually think it makes me look better because I'm like, oh my God, I look like I'm one of them. I'm
You think you're blending into
in.
the wall.
I'm blending
You're blending
in.
into the wall.
Suddenly, I'm a staple.
Yeah, I think I'm showing like how different I am from the wall.
We're going to definitely
Anyway.
add you to the wall. Okay, so Cazzie actually wrote an article recently that I would love to talk about, which is the idea that we enter cozy girl summer. That was a horrible one, but can you explain it?
I created a chart where there's 3 different columns.
Give us an example.
Well, there's this like girl that's like that started like Christian Girl Fall.
What's that?
I don't know. Anyways, it's like it's attaching like these 3 words together, whether it ends in summer, like hot rodent boyfriend, or like brat summer.
What would the aesthetic for In Your Dreams be?
Well, first of all, we need something either edible or erotic for the first line. So maybe it's like girly.
Girly's
It
so
has to be
cute.
something you'd want to fuck.
Girly's cute.
So it'd be like girly, like Y2K. It'd be cozy Y2K girly.
Wait, I'm obsessed with that. Cozy Y2K girly.
Yeah, that's what these girlies are.
They're cozy
And
Y2K girlies.
They're Y2K girlies, and then they're next to the bed, and so it's giving like this is it's so.
It gives
stupid.
a cozy Y2K girly.
Do you know what I mean?
Completely.
But like if I were to talk
See-
about just you,
yeah. Oh my God,
I mean that's a
love
different
this.
game. Like this is what a lot of people do on purpose, so you then associate them with the thing. Like now, I bet you can't even think of what Charlie XCX's dessert is without thinking of like a caramel apple.
That's
Like
genius to put
we
out a
should
song called Apple.
But we should start posting like if I wanted to be associated with like an Oreo, and then I would post them all the time, and then people would be like, when I think of Cazzie, I think of an Oreo. I don't know why, and it's like because I've literally been infiltrating your brain, pushing the Oreo narrative.
So smart. I need to start doing that.
But like, what do you want people to associate you with?
just complete like fame.
But I really like
joking.
I can really see through people who do this.
I want people to associate me with, honestly,
yeah.
whipped cream. I'm obsessed with whipped cream.
That makes total sense.
I love it. It's a topping that everyone wants on everything.
It's sexy.
It's hot. It's sexy. It's good. It can be homemade sometimes. Like, you know what I
Clean.
mean?
It's easy. You would like post a photo of whipped cream
In a dump.
And then that's slowly like hinting at the whipped cream. And then you would maybe get further and further and further. And then people would start being like, they would just start thinking of you with whipped cream. Like,
And then I make my own whipped cream. It's Emma Chamberlain's genius of having coffee.
No, this is something everyone does, even people who aren't famous. Like someone might want to be associated with snow. They post snow a lot. Maybe they make their Instagram bio a snowflake. By the way, Britney Spears, snow bunny. I don't know what they did to push the snow bunny. But
Wasn't
now you're
that
thinking
because of
snow
a photo
bunny.
shoot that she did?
Maybe. I don't know where I got it from, but now she's a snow bunny. Do you know what I mean?
Shit. You should be you're a marketing genius.
No, I'm not, but I'm seeing what they're doing and
you see through it.
And it's like checkmate. Like
Right.
you're not getting one over me, you know?
Totally. I love that. So we just got back from a trip.
We did.
We went to do a little
Canvassing.
Little canvassing.
In the one and only
Arizona. How was it, Kaz? Did we have fun? I'm actually gonna pass out. Does anyone have water or anything? I'm like, my mouth is drying up.
It never even occurred to us that we could make calls. It was like, oh, well, we have to go to Arizona to canvass.
Do you think people liked us there?
I think they feared us.
Kazzie's chasing them. Kazzie's chasing after them.
And by the way, we were given very specific instructions. It was like
the instructions were what?
You don't want to talk down to people.
No, you don't.
You don't want to lecture people.
Exactly.
You don't want to make them feel stupid, and you want to make them feel comfortable. And there were a lot of times where I was kind of going in hot, and you were like, "She's uncomfortable." You were like, "She's uncomfortable."
I was like, "She's uncomfortable." But we registered them.
That was only able to be done by almost physically forcing them, definitely emotionally forcing them to sign it. By force.
By manhandling them.
By sheer force, yeah. And I couldn't have done that on the phone.
Well, I would just like to note.
We wanted to do this for Kamala's team.
Yeah, and
what they did not want us to.
Yeah. We're not allowed to be affiliated legally with Harris Walls. We're just gonna go talk to Harris Walls about why we're not allowed to.
You guys here with
so offended. I'm like genuinely offended.
They said we couldn't.
We weren't allowed.
Who said you couldn't?
Kamala. No, I'm joking.
I don't know. Not that they didn't want us to, but they said you can do it, but it's not affiliated with us. I think that was probably a smart move.
On their part.
Yeah.
That was probably a smart
I
move.
think there were times where we were scared we were actually losing votes, then getting them.
Yes, I think there were times actually when they were like, we were going to vote for Kamala, and now it's seeming like we're actually not going to vote at all.
We had both talked about like, oh, I wonder like if they'll think we're students, you know, now that we're older and haven't been on a college campus in a while. Maybe.
Speak for yourself. I go to college.
And I was surprised by the results.
The results made me shake for good reason.
This is what I was most fearful of.
And they were great.
I was like, I'm going to come home not only having failed Kamala, but feeling old and feeling really old.
Feeling old and feeling really old. Roll the clip.
Hey guys.
So, where are we? Because we're not in the podcast studio anymore. Where are we, Kaz?
Where are we?
Where are we? We're at Arizona State University. And we're
What are we doing here?
registering students to vote. Because that's super important to vote in this election. And this is a battleground state.
Especially in Arizona.
Yes.
Here we go.
Are you registered to vote?
Totally. Are you registered to vote? Totally. Are you registered to vote? No. Wait, stop. Right there. Stop. Come here.
Sorry, I don't have time.
No, you have
Yes.
to.
Are you registered to vote?
I am registered to vote.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
Okay, where?
In Arizona.
Oh my God, a battleground state.
Oh, yes.
So this is a consequential vote.
Yeah, we are a swing state. So,
Yeah.
And I heard that since ASU has 20,000 students, it could come down to the student campus.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, trying to get as many people in to vote for our swing state because it comes down to very few.
So it's literally like could be 1,000 people.
Oh yeah,
Here.
you never know, and especially with ASU, it's like it's split down here.
It's feeling very. You know what? We've been talking to some people, and it's feeling extremely split.
No, yeah, It all depends on what what matters mean to what people.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm voting because my dad is gay, and I'm
gay.
Not obviously to that. All I want is to protect myself and my dad. Those are the biggest things. And then having gun violence in schools.
So important.
It's the biggest thing.
Well,
yes, I believe in the right to bear arms. I get it, but we shouldn't be handing out AR-15s to 18-year-olds.
Yeah, but guess what? Kamala and Tim Walz don't want to take your guns away.
No,
And
they're gun owners themselves.
Yep.
They have said it themselves.
And how old are you?
I'm 20.
Oh my God.
How
and
old are we?
Yeah.
I could never guess. You probably look like, what, 20, 21?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on now. Politics are a lot like dating. You need to find the person that makes you feel the most comfortable.
And that you're most attracted to.
I mean, JFK?
Hot.
Yeah, hot. I miss when we had hot presidents. Bring back hot presidents. Although, Kamala, have you seen her in her prime?
Hot.
She was hot.
Yeah, she was hot.
She still is hot. Don't get me wrong. The blowout looks great on her.
The blowout. It's very Sab Carp. Thank
Yes.
you so much. You're
Thank you,
amazing.
guys.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
She's amazing. She is very, very fun to be around, and I'm going to see her later
And
for a drink.
very informed.
Yeah.
Do you guys care about abortion rights for
Nah,
women
yeah.
in your life?
Yeah, I have my own opinion about that.
Yeah.
Because that's a real serious topic. And, I'm a man, so I don't really have a say so.
Yeah,
per se.
but it affects everyone. It affects you guys too.
Yeah.
And it's so important. There's people's safety and healthcare at risk in this election.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that are going to be struggling if we don't all vote and get out there.
And when it comes to politics, I feel like politics is kind of stupid because we're putting all of our trust in the person when we as people as a whole don't have that level of knowledge to, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously we have knowledge of, like,
Right.
stuff like that. But when it comes to, like, what life really is, we have no knowledge of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think the way our country works is that's how it is run, and they're responsible for helping so many people in our country. And if we don't vote and help them help us, then we end up all getting screwed.
Yeah, all right.
So I think we should register you guys.
Somebody here just asked for my Instagram because, of course, they think I'm famous. And so they asked for my Instagram, and I gave it to them. And they actually, then the words came out of their mouth. They said, I don't know you, but maybe I will now. And I said, this is amazing. So they went and looked at my page, and then they saw me. The first pinned post is me pretending to be Beyonce, and they clicked on it, and I'm wearing a wig. And then he quickly exited out of the Instagram app and did not follow me. So I just want to say, I don't know your name, but if you're out there, this is my petition. I will actually start a petition, maybe even a GoFundMe, to make you follow me. I will give money to this GoFundMe myself, and then I'll give you the money if you follow me. I need one more follower. I'm at 118,900 and something. I'm almost there.
I'm actually losing followers like by the second.
We should find this guy who didn't follow me, but he may follow you.
Maybe when we're asking people to register to vote, we can also ask them if they say no, we can say, okay, well then will you just follow us? Yeah.
It's a really good idea. Okay, let's put that in place.
Are you registered to vote in Arizona?
Are you guys registered?
Are you
Yes!
registered? Are you registered to vote?
Get in here.
I am in Maryland, not here though.
Okay, well guess what?
Yes.
You can actually switch your registration right here in 2 minutes
You
to
smell
Arizona.
Thank you, it's vanilla.
We're wearing vanilla.
We're wearing
Oh my
vanilla.
god, guys, I love vanilla so much.
So we literally
do
are
we.
wearing vanilla.
Smell.
Oh my god.
This is unbelievable.
Perfect. Like, I needed the time to do this too.
Wait, say this to the camera.
Okay, so basically, I am registered to vote in Maryland, right? And I was like, okay, I need to vote here, but like it was just so complicated. And
We're
I
gonna
was
make
just
it
like,
really
I need the
simple.
time. I know it's a swing state, guys, so vote.
Yes!
Vote!
My biggest issue this election is LGBTQIA plus rights. I believe that we're losing those very quickly with Trump, and I
Are you
think
saying that because I'm gay?
well, my brother was transgender, so
So you have someone.
well, I just
else.
experienced. Yeah, sorry, you're not my number one, man. I just think that those rights are quickly dissipating with Donald Trump, and I think we really need to push for that because that's a growing movement. There are more people who are coming out and being proud of who they are, and those people deserve to be heard, and they deserve to have their needs met. And I feel
Me.
that Kamala will be able to do that.
Yes.
And I think that Donald Trump was really very against that, and that's one of the biggest issues this year is just rights in general, specifically for marginalized groups like the LGBTQ plus group, and so that's very big for me. Yeah.
Thank God for people like you because I can't stand up for myself. I'm tired. I'm getting old. I'm 21. Getting old.
I would say that if we win this election, it could have been because of what we did here today.
Yep. So I would say we're almost as good as Kamala herself.
You're gonna figure it out in your dreams.
You know what I say?
What?
It's good to go and not do. So
By the way, do you know what it's also good to? We're so stuck in our bubble. You know,
branch out.
You got to know what the American people are thinking.
Branch out.
And guess what they're thinking? It's not good. It's not good.
No.
Shocking.
It's shocking. It is shocking.
Some of them were like, oh, I'm just going to flip a coin. You start to be like, I'm just in my bubble. I'm in my bubble.
Yeah.
I think we learned a lot.
We learned a lot.
Going into this election, I will feel like we did something.
Yeah, we didn't do the most.
We didn't do the most. We didn't even necessarily do good, but we did
something. And we didn't do the least.
And then you can title the episode "Doing Something with Cazzie David." By the way, do anything for this election.
Totally.
Like, anything would be great.
Okay, Kaz, I have to ask you a few more things.
Okay.
So you co-wrote and co-directed a movie, a film. Bad question, but how was the experience fun? One. But two, also, I was in it for one period.
Yep.
And I just, because the podcast is ultimately me bringing it back to me, that's what I do.
Okay.
How was I compared to the other actors?
Well, you know that I've said to you that I will never write something without you in it ever again. As a main part, mostly just because like I need to hang out with you the whole time.
You don't need to say that on
It's
the pod.
true.
Crazy girl.
It's true.
It was
I
hard.
mean, it's the best. It's the luckiest thing you can ever get to do. I would describe it like having a child only in the way where it's you make something. There's a lot of obstacles, so things turn out differently than what you expected. But you have to stand by it, and you have to be proud of it. Like you're proud of your kid. You're like, my kid fucked up, but like, I love my kid. My fucking kid did this, but like, fuck, like, it's my kid.
I thought you were for some reason going to say, like a child, they'll disappoint you. I thought you were going to say that.
No, a lot of people say it's like, it's my baby. It's like,
Yes.
it's not like that. It's like, they,
I totally get
they
it.
fuck up so much.
Yes.
And it's
And rebel.
And rebel. And it's not even your fault sometimes. And
Yes.
it's like, there's so many different things that can happen, but you have to stand by it and be like, that's my fucking movie. That's my kid.
Baby. Yeah. I asked you about your movie, one, because I'm so proud of you and because I think that people should watch it, but also two, because
They can't, yeah.
but we should watch it when it comes out
Yeah.
in a year. But
Has anyone ever done such early promotion, you think?
No, but you'll come on again and promote it again, and people will be like, didn't she promote it already?
Yep.
I know Kaz through Romy, but also I know Kaz on a professional sense because Kaz cast me in 86, her web series, which literally was the first thing I did. And it was the reason I'm like, maybe I should do some comedy stuff. And everyone's commenting, no, you shouldn't have done that.
It's important to mention also, first of all, neither of us had ever done anything, by the way. I hadn't either, but I wrote it.
You hadn't?
No, I never filmed. I filmed like sketches in college that have since been wiped from the internet, thankfully. Or we
Everyone
wouldn't
goes
be
to look
we
them
wouldn't
up?
be sitting here today.
Totally.
But
You have got canceled
it
for
was
that?
just hanging out with you and my sister. I was like, you're so fucking funny. If you don't do this, like it's not gonna be good. And I like begged you to do it.
You didn't beg me at all. Actually, I begged you.
But it was
That's-
like when you said yes to doing it, it was like,
Well,
okay,
it was
like this is
it
gonna
was,
be okay.
It was amazing. It was an unbelievable experience. It was so fun because it was like, first of all, you and I got so close, but also two, it was so fun because in this web series 86, we were talking about dating and texting and how text etiquette, and I feel like it was one of the first things that kind of discussed the politics of dating in a more
I'll
Gen
say-
Z-esque way or millennial.
I'll say
maybe.
we did a lot of like talking about social media before. That felt like super common when watching something.
Yes.
But it's so funny because there's scenes where like we're holding ice cream and then like a second later the ice cream's gone. Like the continuity is like insane. Like it was so clearly like a learning experience like the whole time.
Meanwhile, I watched it back, didn't notice that. Should not be in film and TV. I probably thought, oh, fat ass, finish that shit. Drink that shit up.
Disappeared. You're like, this show's about magic.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, Wizards of Waverly Place, love it.
But we've been trying to obviously make a TV show since then. And
And it's been hard.
And it's been
an
very tough.
uphill battle.
Yeah, that's right.
But I just want to let everyone know, I think people think out there who aren't in TV and film, because I've seen it on your posts and probably once on mine, which is like, just make the show. And it's like, I would love to.
Yeah, like why aren't you guys making the show?
Yeah. Make the show.
By the way, one person, but
still.
to answer that one person, been
It's
trying
really tough.
for years. Probably I would say like and because you're a part of the show and have been trying to make this show for 10 years with you. And I would say like we've written around 500 pilots, like truly like not an exaggeration. The most work I've ever put into things, no one will ever see.
Well, it's hilarious because like I saw one acceptance speech being like, it feels like someone's reading my diary. Thank you guys so much for loving my diary. And it's like, it is our diary and it's super private. It's like no one will ever read this diary.
No, exactly.
It's a diary entry.
It's actually even more private than a diary.
Yeah.
Because you can post your diary and no one can ever see
this show. It is.
Yeah.
I have a hair in my mouth.
You are going to have to do something about these pillows.
I know. We're
By
going to
the
have
way,
to.
I don't think this is the best aesthetic, the fuzz.
Well, you mean fluffy girl season?
It's giving a little giving Big Bird winter.
That's what I want. No,
Yeah.
I don't want Big Bird.
It's giving Muzzy.
Muzzy?
Do you remember Muzzy?
What's Muzzy?
Like you never learned Spanish with Muzzy?
No. I think this is giving CB2
Yeah.
CB2 dorm winter.
It so is. By the way, it so is. It's giving Zoe 101, Zoe 102.
Okay, let's not talk about that. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
We're done with this podcast.
Great.
So this I put on every episode, and I don't have one for you.
Okay.
So
And?
I don't know what you want to do.
So you're gonna put that on and then pretend to go to sleep and I'll just be sitting here? Is that the idea? What do you mean?
Well, now that you said
put
it that
you put it
way.
on and that's the cue that,
So I put it on and I say good night.
and then I just am like,
You also say good night, but
I
you
say
don't
goodnight
have
too.
one. I'll get you one for next time.
no, I
But
don't need one. I don't
You
want to.
would you love one? Would you wear one? If I got you one of these, would you wear it?
Is it like a
merch.
good sleeping mask?
No, the light comes in. Like actually, there's somehow more light.
I haven't really been able to use a sleeping mask. I don't
Really?
know why. I think I'm too scared.
You're
that-
claustrophobic.
No, I'm scared of the 2 seconds that if someone were to enter my room that I have to take it off. Like I don't want a blindfold on. You know, it feels like
You just want to open your eyes and see it.
I want
Him
no
or
time
her.
between like my reflexes being able to work.
Now I'm scared of sleep masks.
I wish I could wear one.
Cazzie,
Good night.
I love you. You're my second tier best friend,
You're my second tier best
and
friend.
I love you. Good night, everybody. Wait, I have to put this on. Say good night, Kaz.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
You're gonna feel